Just look at the black woman's hand, ambassador at the UN, voting against a ceasefire in Gaza.
We have to ask, black in America, black in Europe, black in the Caribbean, what is it about Africans? What is it about us as the black nation, as the African nation? Are we self-destructive? This is what we must confront in the sentiments from this black sister, Professor Ruha Benjamin. Powerful sentiments at the Spelman College. Take a listen, share your sentiments, let's debate this. Are we losing something as the African family? Take a look.
Black faces in high places are not going to save us. Just look at the black proponents of Cop City in Atlanta's leadership class. Black faces in high places are not going to save us. Just look at the black woman's hand, ambassador at the UN, voting against a ceasefire in Gaza.
Those against?
That is, our blackness and our womanness are not in themselves trustworthy. If we allow ourselves to be conscripted into positions of power that maintain the oppressive status quo.
That maintain the oppressive status quo. That is a big question. It's an indictment of us together.
Our blackness and womanness are not themselves trustworthy if we support the occupation of black neighborhoods with so-called better trained police, or remain silent about the genocide of oppressed peoples around the world funded by our tax dollars. And here, let me please shout out the incredible Spelman students and AUC siblings who have been organizing with Stop Cop City and Justice in Palestine, among many other troublemakers in this room. You all remind us that college is not a waiting room to enter the real world, but that you can start transforming that world right here, right now. It goes without saying, but let me just say it anyway. For student activists speaking out courageously for Palestine and Congo and Haiti and to stop Cop City, they should not be threatened with expulsion, loss of scholarships, or have public safety called on them for protesting. Too often, our institutions celebrate student activists after they've graduated. Even giving them honorary degrees.
Professor Ruha Benjamin has very strong sentiments there, but it's an indictment of us as a people, the African nation, wherever you are. This sister is saying there's something we're not getting right. It is the black nation against the black nation. I don't know if it's right to then acknowledge that as a people, whether others be brown, white, pink, whatever the color might be, that we should operate and speak as one voice and therefore exclude ourselves, because that seems to be how the world is running. And we've got communities that have banded together to do business, to grow wealth, and just get ahead of the pack, while the African nation stays behind the pack. And what she's talking about is not something that is new. This goes back 50, 60 years, even when Africa was coming out of the colonial era. One of the saddest chapters in Africa, for example, and she's made mention of that, is the Congo. Arguably the richest nation on planet Earth today. But systemic poverty haunts the Congolese people, in spite of the wealth that they have. And their constant war seems to be designed to keep Congo shackled, unable to provide for its huge population. An African brother who at the time was used by the foreign powers, known to history, President Mobutu, would essentially ensure that he did the bidding for the foreign powers, Belgium and particularly the US, and outlived several American presidencies. You talk of John F., you talk of Johnson, Lyndon B. Johnson, you talk of President Reagan, who referred to him as a friend of the United States, and constantly through the years bankrolled his activities.
President Mobutu and I have had the opportunity to review and renew one of our oldest and most solid friendships in Africa.
And remember that Congo, by this time, was already providing a lot of minerals to the world. Uranium, as you know it, also came out of the Congo. Eventually, the lifestyle that President Mobutu had was at the expense of an entire nation. This brother would restock his house with supplies from Paris, France. The Concorde would land in Badolite, this small kingdom that he had for himself within the vast Congo Empire, would bring him things like pink champagne. His laundry would be done in the West and brought back home. I mean, how ridiculous is that? Congo today, with all its mineral wealth in the ground, its energetic population, its music powerhouse, the Congolese are one of the most sensational singers in Africa today. Culture in France is also partly enjoying the contribution of the Congolese people. Belgium, you'll remember Papa Wemba, a maestro of music. That is Congo, a powerhouse in music, culture, mineral supply, the cobalt, whatever you want to imagine, you will find in the Congo. So Africa is losing out. The African person, whether in the West or in Africa, is losing out because that lack of cohesion. We are at a time when most of Africa should actually rally and support Congo and see the wealth in Congo as something that can also build industries across Africa. But are we doing that? We are not doing that. Africa's diaspora in the West, the Caribbean, America, wherever you guys are missing out on an opportunity to engage with the continent and build powerful industries that will eventually put you in good stead, and especially with regards to your future generation. A lot of us are seeing the here and now. We are failing to project into the future. We are failing to see the next 100 years, the next 200 years, with a lot of our diaspora being part of a system that subjugated our brothers and sisters out there 300, 400 years back. It is an opportune time for us to see the possible for the future. Build what can also work for us now, so that what she's referring to as it's not enough that we have those people at those positions, but what are we doing collectively at various other levels that matter? Industry, sports, music, the black culture that is out there. How does that interplay with what is in Africa today? Are we celebrating that enough? Are we teaching that to the generation that is coming up now? That is the crux of the matter. If we cannot project and see the future, we will lose again. And there are comments out there already that recolonize Africa. Unfortunate sentiments and quite supremacist. We don't need to go there, but we need to wake up. Africa, Africans, wherever you are, whether you are called Black American, Black Caribbean, Black British, wherever you are, let's do this, man. So, to that extent, if you're here for the first time, please like, helps the channel grow, subscribe, and share as much as you can. We have got to continue on this path, sharing the message that Africa belongs to us. We have got to be Afrocentric wherever we are. Africa is our business. So I hope this makes sense to you. Please share in the comment section what your sentiments are about what this sister said. Do you believe we are failing yet again? Important questions to ask. I want to thank you for spending time. Please check out the rest of the videos that we have on the channel at the end of this session. And we'll see you again in the next one. This is definitely Afrocentric. I hope you are Afrocentric. So get on board. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.